Here we have the integral of 4x squared divided by x to the third plus x squared minus x minus 1. And so first, let's decompose this fraction. And then for this one, we can factor like this. The x squared and the x to the third, the x squared, the common factor is x squared. And then the minus x and the minus 1, common factor is the negative 1. And then now the common factor here is x plus 1. So the x plus 1 and then times x squared minus 1. And then x squared minus 1 is x plus 1, x minus 1. So we end up with this. And so the x minus 1, this is called linear factor, and this is called repeating linear factor. So the x plus 1 squared, this is called a repeating linear factor. And so to decompose this, we for the repeating linear factor, we have to have x plus 1 and then plus x plus 1 squared and then plus 1 over x minus 1. And because this is a linear factor, then we only need the constant a. And this is also a linear factor, so we need a constant b. And then the x minus 1 is also a linear factor, so we need a constant c. And then we just have to find the common denominator for the right side. And so for this one, to get the common denominator, and so here, let's write this common denominator. For right hand side is going to be the x minus plus 1 squared and the x minus 1. And so we have to make all denominators here become x squared plus 1 times x minus 1. And so right here we will need x. So right here we will need x plus 1, x minus 1. So we have to multiply the top and the bottom by the same thing. And then for this one, we will need the x minus 1. And then for this one, we will need the x plus 1 squared. So now we have the common denominator, so we can combine them. And so now we have the denominators here, they match. And so the two denominators match, and so the two numerators, they have to match. And so now we need to figure out the A, B, and C. And so we can, again, to figure out A, B, and C, look at the factor next to the constant, and then let x be something that will make the factor 0. So for example, we let x be -1. Then we have the following. So in the place of x, we have -1. -1 squared is 1, and then 1 times 4 is just 4. -1 plus 1 is 0, so this whole thing right here would be 0. And then -1 minus 1, we get -2b, and then -1 plus 1 is 0. And so right here, and then divide both sides by -2, we get b to be -2. And now we can let x be 1. So in the place of x, we have 1. So again, this will be 4. And this will be 0 again. 1 minus 1 is 0. And then this will be 0. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So we get 4c. So divide both sides by 4. We get c to be 1. And now we have let, so first we let x be -1, and then we let x be 1. And then now we don't have anything else that would make this factor 0. So we just have to choose any other number, small number. So we can let x be 0. So choose any number. So x can be any number. So we will end up with 0 here. And then 0, 0. So the left side will be 0. This will be 1. This will be -1. 1 times -1 is -1. So this will be -1a. This will be -1b. And then this will be 1c. But b is -2 and c is 1. So in the place of b we have negative 2, and then in the place of c we have 1. So this will be negative a, and then minus negative 2 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. And then subtract 3 from both sides. And then multiply both sides by negative 1, so a will be 3. And so we have a is 3, b is negative 2, and c is 1. And so a would be 3, and then b is negative 2, and c is 1. And then we can separate these. And then we can move the constant 3 and place it in front of the integral sign. So this will be 3 times and ln of x plus 1. And then we need to work out this integral right here. And so for this one, we can just use u substitution. We let u be x plus 1. So du dx is equal to 1. And so du is equal to 1 dx, which is dx. So this becomes 1 over u squared. And then dx is just du. And this is 1 over u squared is u to the negative 2. And the untitled derivative, add 1 to the exponent, we get u to the negative 1. And then divided by negative 1. And u to the negative 1 is 1 over u, and we're dividing by negative 1, so this becomes negative 1 over u. So this is negative 1 and then times 1 over u. And so this becomes negative 1 over u. And this is negative 1, but u is x plus 1. So, and then this integral right here be negative 1 over x plus 1. So we have negative 2 and then times negative 1 over x plus 1. And then this one is just natural log of x, of the absolute value of x minus 1. And then this becomes positive. And this is the answer.